Hey guys, I know a lot of you out there want to make some money with Uber, and you might already have a car, and that's cool if you already have a car and it fits the criteria of the Uber standards. So basically, a newer car, maybe going back to maybe 2011 with 5 seats. So that's including 4 passengers and the driver, 5 people in total in the car. And you have a car like that, then you can start and sign up for Uber and start making money right away. But one thing that I've learned from doing Uber myself is that the more fuel efficient vehicle that you use for Uber, the more money you get to keep in your pocket. You don't want to give up all your money on fuel costs. So a lot of people who start doing Uber with maybe their older vehicle end up trading their car for a newer car, maybe something that's a little bit more fuel efficient. So I'm going to go over a couple cars that I think would be great as Uber vehicles, especially if you're buying a new car. I know a lot of guys buy older cars and they're going to try to use them as an Uber ride, but you also have maintenance and all other kinds of stuff. So maybe you're going to get a deal on an older car, but you have to be prepared to spend some money on repairs. It could cost more for fuel. So if you buy a newer car or lease a newer car, these are some cars I think would make great cars for Uber. And I think this was a given. The Prius is one of the best cars, not just for Uber, as taxis. I see them everywhere as a taxi. It's a very fuel efficient car. Toyota's done a very good job of making hybrids. There's, I think, like 20 million of them on the road now, or something crazy like that. So there are a lot of people driving Priuses. They're reliable. You can get them fixed anywhere. Fueling is quick. You just, it's a gasoline car, but it runs on hybrid technology. So if you're looking for a car, I'm looking at prices in Canada. So in Canada, this car is $27,000. But if you lease it and you don't go over the kilometers, you could end up making more from your Ubering than what your lease payment might be. So I would look into either a used Prius, like I said, something younger than like 2011 and up, or if you're looking for a new car and you want to subsidize it by offering Uber rides, then you're going to get a nice, beautiful car, and you're going to be able to make payments on it by offering a few rides every day or whatever you want to do. So I would say go for Prius, first choice on the list for an Uber driver. And there's a couple other cars from Toyota that you might want to consider. I looked at the Prius C. They're pretty affordable here in Canada. It's a smaller car. I think that if you were taking 5 people in this car, or at least 4 passengers, it's going to be a little bit tight. But the fuel economy is pretty good. Uh, this is another option if you want to keep your costs low. It's $21,000 in Canada, maybe a little bit less in the US. So definitely look at either the Prius or Prius C as a car that you might want to do Uber with. They also offer the Camry. You're starting to get into a bit of a pricier car here at 29,000. I'd prefer, to be honest, if I was going to buy a hybrid, I'd probably prefer just the Prius as opposed to the Camry hybrid. Some people don't like the styling, but that's a preference choice. But a Prius is a pretty decent car. As you can see down here, you get 4.4 liters per 100 kilometers. So a liter of gas here in Ontario, where I'm at, is about $1 right now. So you can't go wrong. For a little over $4, you're going to be able to travel 100 kilometers. Not bad. The next car I'd like people to consider is the new Bolt electric car from GM. Here's a car that in kilometers it's going to go 383 kilometers, or something like 200 miles in the US. So you can go for a very long time driving people around in your community with a Bolt. The price of the car in Ontario, where I'm at, is $42,000, but you get a $14,000 rebate. So it makes this car almost on par price-wise as a Toyota Prius. The benefit of this is that it costs literally probably like less than $2 to fill the thing up. So you do yourself a great favor if you need a fuel-efficient car and you wanted to subsidize it by doing Uber. Definitely look into the Bolt. It's a nice, comfortable car. I've seen one in person. It looks smaller in the pictures, but it's a great car. Now, charging, depending on the community that you live in, either you do, say, if you're doing it in kilometers, say you do 300 kilometers and leave yourself an 83 kilometer buffer just to get home. You can do 300 kilometers no problem and then go home. Or if you have quick charging stations in your community, or level 2 public charging stations, then just plug the car in for a little bit, take a break, and then go back on the road, and you're good to go. So look into the Bolt. Chevrolet also makes, I think it's just down here at the bottom of the page, you can take a look at the other electric car that they offer is the Volt. So it's a hybrid. It's basically a plug-in hybrid that does both electric and gas. Again, it's another great car on fuel economy. The nice thing about the Volt is that you can always just jump to a gas station and top up if you want to keep offering rides. The Malibu Hybrid works on sort of the technology that's in the Volt, but you can't plug it in. So that's what's nice about the Volt, is that if you're in an area where you can get free charging, again, if you're doing Uber, that's great. You're going to be able to plug in the car for a bit and then just go back out and make your money, and you didn't pay anything for fuel. Something to keep in mind with the Volt is that it does have a hump in the middle of the car. The battery's T-shaped, as in the previous generation of Volt, and it makes it a little bit difficult for 5 people to get into the back seat. You can certainly fit 5 people back there. It's not the most comfortable, and somebody's going to have to ride the hump, which might be uncomfortable if you have some bigger people in the car. Again, the Malibu Hybrid, full-size car. It's a little bit bigger than you probably need as an Uber car, but not a bad choice either. The other car I wanted you guys to keep in mind because of cost is the Honda Civic. Not bad fuel economy. In Canada, these cars start about $16,000. Nice looking vehicle. Honda quality. I think that if you're looking for a car that you want to drive yourself and just make some extra money to make the payments on it, you might want to try the Honda Civic. You know that it's a reliable vehicle. I really like the styling of the new Honda Civic, actually. Honda also offers other hybrids. The other hybrid that they offer is actually the Accord at a $31,000 start point here in Canada. It might be a little bit out of reach for a lot of guys, but if you want a nice car and you're subsidizing it by offering Uber rides, take a look. Now, on the lower end of scale, some people just want a practical car, so you can do it with the the Kia, and it's the Kia Forte, the 2017 model. Nice looking vehicle. You can see there inside. It's got some nice technology. You got Android Auto. You got a fuel efficient engine. Not the same as a hybrid. I think the fuel economy was up here. It was 7.9 liters for city, so double what you would do in a Prius. So you're going to spend, for an example, if you're going to do $4.50 to drive 100 kilometers in a Prius, in this car it's going to cost you almost $8 to drive the same amount. Right? So, but price $15,495, not bad. Or just spend a little bit extra and get the Civic. The Hyundai. That's the next brand I wanted you guys to keep in mind for your Uber ride. If you're doing Uber and you want a hybrid, certainly take a look at the new 2017 Ionic that's just hitting showrooms across the country in Canada and the US. There's 3 versions of this car. You get one that's a pure hybrid, so it just works on gasoline, nothing else. Then you have the fully electric Ionic that goes about 200 kilometers with the ability to quick charge. So if you're in an area where there's a lot of quick charging stations and or just public charging stations in general, you could probably do a couple rides, maybe 3-4 rides, stop, go charge your car, and then come back out and do some more. It works. I've done it in a Leaf, so I know that it can be done, that you can do Uber, but you just have to keep in mind that you're not going to be able to keep going for hours doing Uber rides. You're going to have to do a couple rides, stop, charge, and then come back out on the road. So maybe do 100 kilometers worth of rides and then stop so that you have enough buffer that you can get to a charging station or home. The other car that they offer is a plug-in hybrid version, sort of like the Volt. So you can plug this car in and also run on electricity. Run on gas. So basically you get about 50 kilometers of range with the Ionic plug-in, and then the gas engine kicks in and you're able to go something like 500 or 600 kilometers, if I'm not mistaken, on a tank of gas. A good choice too for Ubering. Nice looking car. It's a 5-seater, just beautiful styling, and I think that if you're looking for cars that can be your main car, but you can also make some money with your car as an Uber ride. Here you go. Oh, actually, the car goes 1,000 kilometers on a single tank of gas. The hybrid. So that is not bad at all. To be able to go 1,000 kilometers on a single tank of gas, you can do a lot of Ubering, and it's a 5-seater. I believe the seating is comfortable in the back. I don't have a picture in this particular website, but if you guys are looking for something fairly if you're tech savvy and you like technology, there's a lot of technology in the Ionic. So basically, to recap, three cars I recommend. The cars that I do recommend for Uber: the Prius, the Chevrolet Bolt, the Honda Civic, the Kia Forte, the Hyundai Ionic, and that's basically my take on some new cool cars that you can be using for Uber. And if on the higher end of scales of things to come, the Tesla Model 3 would also be on my list, but because it's not available to purchase that car yet, not available to be delivered yet, these are the cars I recommend for now. And once I get a chance to take a look at the specs and take a look at the Tesla Model 3, then we'll do another review maybe in the future of how that car would handle Uber. So go out and make some money. Try Uber, try Lyft, try even some of the delivery services that might be available in your communities, like Skip the Dishes. These things are all out there that you can make money driving. Why not make some part-time money? Anyways, be inspired, subscribe to our channel, come back, and we hope you're making lots of money by the next time you come back. Have a great day.